Welcome back to Rollout Review. Today we're diving into Chromakopia and I'm so excited about it. I came around with Tyler the Creator in Flower Boy. When he first came out, he was eating cockroaches and I just wasn't there with him. Tyler's doing a bunch of new stuff that's really caught my attention. For the past essentially 10 years, he's been releasing albums every 2 years. He broke that cycle with Chromakopia. At first, we didn't even know if we were going to get another album from him. So this is his 8th studio album and he's grown up a lot. And I turned 33 this year. He's 33 as well. So I feel like, it's a coming to age story, a creative midlife crisis, if you will. Tyler's 8th studio album is a lot more introspective than I expected. Seeing him do teasers of leading people into crates and blowing them up, leading them into planes and blowing them up. His lead single, Noid, which had this like horror film paranoid of like fans coming up to him and acting like they know him. All of this, I thought we were going to get a narrative on like parasocial relationships and stan culture and all of that. And he was like, my friends are having kids and I've got cars. Aside from the message, it's also masterfully rolled out with a great strategy and accelerated rollout. He announced the project like 12 days before it was going to be released. He released it on Monday. So let's talk about the strategy, the themes, and what independent artists can learn from this rollout. Before we get down to business, I have to get it out of my system. I have to fangirl, and I just have to say, wow. I've, again, been a fan of Tyler, the Creator, since Flower Boy. I just really loved his uniqueness, his creativity, his ability to build worlds and to monetize off of them based off of who he is, what he likes to do, and not feeling limited to doing just one creative medium, which is rapping. He has had television shows with Loiter Squad. He's had brand deals and partnerships with Converse, and all of his friends, his homies, Odd Future, they've come up with him. They're creating their own careers, and it's just beautiful to see. Again, I never could have guessed what this album was going to be. I really thought, like he's wearing a mask. It's around Halloween. Like maybe we'll get some hip hop Halloween music. Obviously, Tyler's smarter than that. That's super low hanging fruit because what we got was so much better. So without further ado, let's get into it. In Chromakopia, Tyler takes us on a unexpected, vulnerable journey, touching on themes he's hinted at for years, but finally approaches with newfound clarity and acceptance. One of the album's standout growth moments comes through his reconciliation with his father's absence. It's something that he's talked about in Wolf, in multiple songs throughout his career. So for years, the frustration around his father's absence, again, really shaped his lyrics and was a significant influence on his intense drive and ambition. But in Chromakopia, Tyler introduces an evolved perspective, which he should. My guy, we 33. Like, we gotta grow. We gotta evolve.
The album kind of just turned into me taking a bunch of shit my mom told me as a kid. Now that I'm 33, all of that stuff is like, oh, that's what the fuck she was talking about. Oh, I'm not the guy that I was at 20. Oh shit, people are getting older, folks having kids and families, and all I got is a new Ferrari, and it does feel kind of weird.
On songs like Mother, he acknowledges his father, not with anger, but with understanding. Okay, growth. We not cussing him out no more. Come on, here for it. So instead of resentment, he seems to have found peace with the situation and has even grown to the point where he's open to forgiveness. Like, that's huge. In an emotional turn, we also hear from Bonita Smith, who is Tyler's mother, and she shares her perspective for the first time. And like him, she vulnerably admits that it was her decision, not his father's unwillingness, that kept them apart. So for Tyler, a creative force who's built a career partly on the absence of that father figure, this admission allows him to close a chapter that once felt irreconcilable, but also like a part of his identity. So if that ain't growth, baby, come on. Like, I'm here for it. This is a monumental shift for Tyler. He's reaching a level of personal honesty, vulnerability, where he can lay down the resentment and rewrite his story without his father's absence weighing on him. And if you talking about having kids, baby, you know, reconciliation with that childhood trauma before you decide to have children, best thing you can do. It's no wonder that Tyler himself says that this is the most truthful album yet.
I know this new album is a little different, but this is the first album where like everything I said is true. And I say that in the sense of it's no exaggeration, it's no like it's so honest that I think I had to wear a mask of my own face to get some of that shit out. So I appreciate any of y'all that's fucking with it for real. Loaded. Like, I got bread, bro. I got respect. I got Grammys and shit. And I'm still like, hey, what the fuck am I doing with my life? That's a weird thing. I have my dream car and I'll be like, damn, I don't know what I'm doing next year after this tour for this next album. I genuinely don't. And it's been, no, seriously, it's been weighing on me because I don't know. And I put that in album form, and to know that so many people are listening and connecting, and I got niggas I'm close to FaceTiming me with tears in their eyes, like, nigga, my heartstrings. And I've never made anything that resonated with people like that. So the fact that y'all fucking with it or whatever means the world.
A record so raw that he had to wear a mask of his own face to get this out. He's bearing it all from struggles with purpose, despite having bread, respect, Grammys. And that's the thing, is that what happens when you get everything that you've ever worked for and you have the life of your dreams and you don't know what's next? You don't know, like, it's like, what do I do next? Do I have a family? Do I have kids now? Like, what am I supposed to be doing? Like, this is everything I ever wanted. I have everything I've ever worked for. It's finally facing those deep wounds, those life-altering wounds, life-defining wounds. This evolution makes Chromakopia not just an album, but an exploration of healing, maturity, and really this journey of self-acceptance. Come on, Tyler. So when it comes down to the narrative of this project, I definitely have to give it all 5 stars. You know what? I'm going to stop doing the reviews because I just give people their 10s. There's no point. Let's get into him building the hype. Tyler first teased Chromakopia on October 16th with a clip from the intro track Saint Chroma, giving fans a taste of the album's vibe, from the grayscale to the mask to people like what is going on, and then things explode. Chromakopia, like, we have no idea what's going on. And then within a day, he revealed the album title and the cover. And the rollout was fast, just 12 days to release day. So shorter than normal industry standards. But I feel like everything that he is doing is very intentional. And Tyler's not here to let the hype build traditionally. Instead, he's banking on a more intense and focused listening experience. He released the album on a Monday, an unconventional choice, but it encourages fans to start the week with his music in a way that gives his art space to breathe, because Fridays are the standard major label release day, and that has to do with playlists being updated on Fridays, as well as you having the longest chances possible to have those first week numbers for for Billboard and for the charts that counts from Friday until Thursday. So if he released on Monday, he only has Monday to Thursday to lock in those numbers as far as it goes for Billboard charts and everything. But I mean, baby doing numbers. Baby number one on the global Spotify charts done knocked Taylor Swift from her position, so it didn't matter, okay? For independent artists, think about the intentionality that goes behind your pre-release strategy. I'm not saying do what Tyler did. You're not Tyler. You don't have his fan base. You don't have the following that he has. But you're your own artist. You have your own fan base. You have your own following. So you have to do what's right for you, but be very intentional about it so that you can make an impact. Even though this pre-release period, again, was accelerated and it was really quick, it was thoughtful, it was curated, it was cohesive, the branding was on point, the content was on point, and the marketing was on point. So 10s across the board, okay? Tyler's strategy shows that if you have something meaningful to say, people will stop and listen no matter when you drop. So be intentional and strategic about how you brand your music, how you promote your music, and how you market your next project. Let's dive into the themes of the content that he had for this project. So from the lead single Noid to later releases like Thought I Was Dead, Tyler uses powerful, emotionally rich visuals, especially the choice to go with a grayscale color palette, just with, you know, that highlight of that Chromakopia green. But this artistic choice suggests a shift in his outlook from vibrant, youthful ambition, which we saw on Call Me If You Get Lost, Flower Boy, Igor, and previous projects in the most recent years from him. This is now a more muted and mature perspective. Tyler's themes really dig into life transitions, right? He's questioning what comes now that he has everything, but still feels like something's missing. There's a sense of reflection, almost like a midlife crisis, but he's looking at what he's done and what he has yet to accomplish and really wondering, like, what's next for me? And the only thing that I can compare it to is Kanye West around the same time in his career when he was 31, talking about, you know, people showing me pictures of their kids and, you know, I'm showing pictures of my cribs or something like that. I don't know if that was the line, but I don't think that Tyler is isolated in feeling like this. And I think especially with super creative people who are in an industry like the music industry, where it's hard to cross over. It's hard to build momentum. It's hard to sustain momentum. It's hard to lock in a fan base, and it's hard to have a lifelong career. People might lock in, people might get popular, and people might have moments, but people have not been doing this since they were 20 and still are breaking records in their 30s. You know, that's a very exceptional, elite, high class of successful music artists, and Tyler the Creator is definitely one of them. But for you indie artists, Tyler's rollout here, it emphasizes the value of connecting with real and personal themes. Something that I struggle with independent artists all the time is them not feeling like it's good enough if it's not HD, shot with a shooter on the camera, like super, super high quality, then I'm not serious. I'm not a professional artist. I'm not taking this seriously. But you need to be connecting with people in a real and personal way. And baby, if you are not a monetizing artist on tour with a career, signed to a label with, like, nobody is expecting that from you. It's nice when we get things like that, but on a day-to-day basis, the content that you're creating to promote your art, to have the highest chance of your music being seen, heard, and discovered, It's not you having high quality content every single day. It is you having the courage to show growth or conflict in your art. That's the story. That's the narrative. That's the process. You're taking us on your musical journey with you. Sometimes sharing the raw truth of where you are in life, like Tyler has, can be way more impactful than anything polished. So your audience connects with your authenticity. They have to see it. How are you authentic? Like, nobody is their normal self when a camera is rolling. So you need to determine, how am I going to showcase my story, what I'm going through, and bring people on this journey with me so that they lock in and they become a fan of me, the artist, and creatively I can do whatever I want. I can make whatever music I want, and they're always going to be tapped in because they fuck with me, the artist, not whatever random song brought them. So it's not about getting millions of people to listen to your song one time, fleeting fans, keeping their interest, keeping them excited. It is about finding the fan base that you make music for and getting those thousands or hundreds of thousands to play your song thousands or hundreds of thousands times and sharing it with their people, with their community, and feeling like I'm putting you on to this new stuff you ain't never heard yet. Like, that has a different feeling. That's how you cultivate a fan base. So yeah, your audience connects with authenticity. So let them see it. All right, let's get into these unconventional promotional tactics, unconventional promotion, these little promo tactics that Tyler decided to, dump on us, going against the grain, going against the sleuths and, all the people in the industry and what the standards are, and doing his own thing, because that's my favorite thing. My company is not called No Conformity for no reason. Okay, I love people who bet on themselves and who don't do what society tells you have to do or what you need to do. And they have a creative vision and they're willing to go all in on their creative vision because they know that shit's dope. That's what this is about, honestly. And everybody has gotten so scared of what's going to work, what's a guarantee, That's not what this is about. This is about art. Hello, we need creative artists. Hello, okay? So Tyler isn't just releasing singles traditionally. He uploaded the entire music video for Noid, not just on YouTube. What is the standard? Everybody just releases on YouTube and then teases it on other social platforms, expecting you to go to YouTube. People are lazy. I almost cursed. People are lazy. You can not expect them to do anything. The only thing you can expect them to do is be lazy. So instead of caring about your vanity metrics and having all of these YouTube views on your video, post it everywhere that you can post the full-length video to give more people chances of discovering it, depending on whatever app they're on. Like, that's so smart. He's showing that he's prioritizing discovery and reach over vanity metrics. And so if someone as established as Tyler, the Creator, can do that, why can't you? Plus, the tour announcement came hand in hand with the album release, stacking up reasons for fans to engage with him. He's aiming for authenticity, and he's using every platform strategically to maximize that. So when you're releasing an album, it's not just about building your online presence and building your world online. Tyler also did things IRL, in real life, having the pre-listening event out here in LA and being on stage, standing on top of the Chromakopia containers. I believe the Chromakopia containers were in other places as well. Like, I think in Atlanta. I don't know. The listening might have been in Atlanta. I don't know. I'm just saying, he's doing physical things, and it's not impossible. It's just like, if I am going to market, produce, and roll out my album, I want to do as many things as possible, and I want to do them at the highest quality as I can do it. And he's doing it. And I'm loving it. This is what a rollout is about. This, like, if you are lucky enough to be a career music artist signed to a label with major funds to execute your visions, why aren't you? Why are we playing? Why are we not getting thoughtful, creative rollouts and content from all of these kinds of artists? And it might be because a lot of that starts with the artists, and a lot of artists don't know who they are, and they're expecting the labels to brand them and to market them and do all of this work. Labels are partners. They will help you execute your vision, but they can't tell you who you are. Only that comes from you. Only you know your brand identity. Only you know your artist identity. And if you need help figuring out what that is, then you can work with a consultant like me. But if you are expecting to get signed and them to do all of that for you, think again. They have a huge roster of artists, and now they're trying to do less development. They want you to come fully developed. So this approach, when it comes to aiming for authenticity and using every platform strategically and doing as much as you can IRL, online, everywhere, this approach is genius for independent artists. Doing as much as you can with as much as you have, as much as your budget allows, and getting over your fear of perception, getting over your fear of things needing to be perfect and fully buttoned up and together. I've seen Infinity Song hand out ice cream in an ice cream truck to the Hater song. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about being creative. What do you have available to you? Does your uncle have a food truck? Do you, like, how can you create moments? I've seen artists performing in a box, you know, just trying to just doing something with what you have. So use every platform to reach as many people as possible. Don't be stuck on the vanity metrics of my YouTube video got this many views, my this, my that. Put it on every platform. If you're just starting, be willing to share your work widely without focusing too much on followers or likes. Tyler's focus here is on creating memorable experiences and emotional connections. And you can do the same by focusing on your art and letting it speak for itself. I don't know, guys. I feel like fan engagement is the buzzword of the year. And when mainstream artists start doing what independent artists have been doing for years, that's when I know, like, okay, this is kind of burnt out. We need to find, like, the next strategy. But, you know, like building a sustainable fan base, locking in with your fan base, all of that is really great. I feel like this year it's been about fan engagement and connectivity and authenticity. Like, those are all like the big buzzwords when it comes to what's working and how do you cut through the noise and how do you build a following? How do you connect with your following? How do you market and promote your music? Those have kind of been the things that are like top of mind for everyone. Tyler's engaging with his fans directly, especially in a world where everything is oversaturated. Everyone has the ability to not only make their own music in their own home, they can distribute their own music in their own home. Like, this is not the 90s and the early 2000s where you needed a distributor to be able to get your CDs into stores. Distribution is now about getting your songs on streaming platforms. People barely even make physicals. So what labels, the use of labels and what they're here for and all of that kind of stuff, it's just different. And since so many people have the ability to make music, that has oversaturated the market. And it's not a matter of it being oversaturated with amazing, great music, but it's a matter of it just being oversaturated, period. And labels being so greedy that they don't want to miss out on anything. So they're signing a bunch of people, whether they can help their career or not, whether they have the bandwidth, whether they have the staff. And that's why we're seeing a bunch of layoffs, because now labels are going to want to start investing into like a single and like doing smaller investments like that to see if they work, as opposed to really developing artists, because they're not going to have ownership of their masters or any of that kind of stuff anymore. And so people are questioning more and more, what is the purpose of a label? What's the purpose of me giving you this big percentage, signing away the rights to my master into perpetuity? You know, those questions are always being asked. And that's why the fan engagement strategies have been such a big thing, because with or without label support, you always have your fans, and ways that you can connect with them are always available. And Tyler announced that Chromakopia was coming out on a Monday at 6 a.m. He said in his comments, he's like, wake up when you feel like it and listen. And so since the industry is so oversaturated and everybody releases on Fridays, it feels very intentional for him to release on a Monday. And it's because he wants you to really listen to his project. And I understand why. And him also talking about, should I be like, if people are having kids, like, is that what's next for me? Like, you know, and his mom talking about, I just want one grandbaby. I just want one grandbaby. You know, like, we all have these points in our life when we're in our 30s where it's like, if you didn't have kids in your 20s, it's like, what's next for me? What's going on? But anyway, saying all of this to say, him releasing on a Monday was because he wanted you to listen to what he had to say. He's not forcing his art on anyone. He's simply saying that it's there when you're ready, and he's making it feel less commercial and more personal, and that's really powerful. And so the takeaway for independent artists is engage authentically with your audience. Don't just promote out now, new song, and when all you're doing is posting your cover art, posting teasers from your music video, all you're doing is promoting your music. You're not engaging authentically with your audience. I don't fucking know you. I don't give a fuck about your music. How am I going to get to know you? How am I going to care about you so much that every time you drop, not only am I listening, I'm sharing it in the family group chat, in the friend group chat. Like, I am really on your team. So don't just promote, have real conversations with your fans. And don't let your fear of perception hold you back from being authentic with where you're at in your journey. Fans will feel connected to you on a deeper level, which will lead to loyalty and long-term engagement. Again, we are not here chasing millions of fleeting fans. That's what people who care about streaming numbers and who want money from you are telling you to do. You are here for a sustainable fan base that is going to buy your merch, buy tickets to your shows, share your music with people, watch your videos when they come out, and really be supporters on your lifelong journey as a music artist, if this is what you want to do as a career. To sum it up, Tyler's Chromakopia Rollout is about being unapologetically real. From his content choices to unconventional promo tactics, he's breaking the norms and he's letting fans into his world in a vulnerable, authentic, and true way, as he himself admits. Independent artists, there's so much to take away here about sharing authentically and promoting without chasing numbers. And if you don't walk away from this remembering anything, just hold on to that. If you're looking to create a rollout that speaks to your fans and that fits your unique brand, let's talk. That's what I do with my whole freaking company. So hit me up to know more. I'd love to help you strategize your next release so you can book a mentorship session with me and we can make your music journey unforgettable. Or if you lock in now, I only have one more slot for a premium service client where I will provide branding, content ideation, and marketing strategy for you. So thank you for watching Rollout Review, and until next time, keep creating. For watching Rollout Review. Oh yeah, like it, share it, subscribe for more. Thanks so much.